Hey guys, so it is, I don't know what this was. It's March 16th. I'm a bit of a mess. I've had a very long, stressful day. Blaze had to go to the vet this morning. Well, I'll just tell you what's wrong. So he has one missing tooth and one molar that is more than likely infected. So, it was causing a lot of eating problems. He was wobbling, which is why we assume it's infected, because infections can cause wobbling. Hopefully I'll be able to show you guys that. I'm gonna document some of this. I found blood in his cage from the back molar because when he was eating dry food, it would put pressure on it and then it would bleed. So anyway, he is prescribed 2 medications. One is a painkiller, Medicam, and the other is a antibiotic, which is amoxicillin. I am going to document some of this because I realize this is the first time that I've been in a position on my channel where I can do that. So I'm gonna show you guys me giving his medicine right now. I will hopefully be showing you his progress or lack thereof, but hopefully progress. And I might be able to insert a clip or 2 of him wobbling. We'll see how he's doing after I give him his medicine. He is also on a wet food diet for a while, which is gonna be a mess, but it'll be fine. You do what you gotta do. This was caused just by his age. Hedgehogs are really prone to tooth issues as they get older. Draco's had them and now Blaze has them, so we're just gonna conquer and move on. So I'm gonna get him out. This could potentially be more difficult because he hasn't had a ton of sleep today. He was out from 7 a.m. to about noon. Well, like 11:30. But it is now 4:04. So hopefully he's had enough sleep. I have to do the meds around the same time every day, so I don't want to push it any later because the weekend's coming up. Today's Friday, and I'm not always home in the evening on the weekends, so I want to get it somewhat early. So I'm gonna get him. We'll see how this goes. I'll show you how I give him medicine. He had a URI in the past, so I am familiar with how to give him meds, so we'll get into it. All right, so here's Blaze. He's pretty irritable right now, which is to be expected. Oh, I just dropped this. So I'm gonna use a piece of fleece to hold him. Actually, I might be able to just use my hands. Yeah, I want a better grip on him. So I'm gonna use a piece of fleece because I have a feeling he's gonna hiss and pop a lot. He does have a tickle spot that makes him open, which is how I'm going to give him his meds because he's not going to enjoy this that much. So let me get his Medicam first because that is pre-dosed out. So we've got 5 doses of Medicam and he gets this once a day. So he gets the amoxicillin twice a day for 7 days, so they almost end up about the same. Let me get the amoxicillin ready. This has to be refrigerated, and just give it a little bit of shake. I feel like most people have been on amoxicillin at least once in their lives. So he gets 1.5, which is right there. All right, so we're gonna give his back a little tickle and squish this in. I'm gonna do it on the side of his mouth so that it goes straight down his throat. There we go, just straight down the throat. And there we go. And then what I'm gonna do, because I just wanna make sure he swallows that and doesn't anoint with it. I know you can hear me, but you can't see me. Hey, 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 stop. He's already trying to anoint with it. So I'm gonna put a little bit of water in each syringe and push that into his mouth because you can see where he's foaming and trying to anoint with it. I don't want him to spit it all out. So there's one. I'm gonna do it with the amoxicillin syringe too because that'll get some of the extra meds out of there too. Swallow it all. Good job. Good boy, look at all that foaming. You won't be able to anoint with this every time. He's like, I'm gonna try. The problem with letting him anoint to his medication is when they anoint with things, they don't actually swallow it. So I need him to swallow his meds and not wear his meds, so. He's being awfully cute though. Go ahead. There you go. See, it's not focusing right, but you can tell he's pretty wobbly. There's his wet food. It's just his dry food that was ground up and mixed with water. And you can actually see, I have a better photo of it, but you can actually see where he kind of dripped a little bit of blood there from dry food, and a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit right there, also from dry food. You can see he has a little bit of trouble holding himself up. Hopefully the pain meds and antibiotics help with that. Okay, so I figured I could show you guys how I prep his food now that he has to be on a soft food diet and that he's on medication. So I've got his antibiotic here because he gets this twice a day. I'm gonna set that over here. He can have that in a minute. And then I've got his bowl here. I have a tiny little cup of water, and this little pill is acetophilus, which is a probiotic. You can use Benebac, but whenever you do antibiotics, it's really important to also help them with their gut flora. Thankfully, I had some of this on hand before we even had to deal with Blaze getting sick, because one of my hedgehogs has tummy issues fairly frequently. So I also have, these are dirty because I made him food a little bit ago, but I have a little spoon and some tweezers to stir. And then what he's eating right now is his food, but what I've done is I've run it through my Magic Bullet little blender thing, and so now it's in powder form, which is really convenient. I don't know how well you can see that. I keep it in a baggie and in an airtight container because I don't want it to go like gross, being all ground up and exposed to air and whatever. So I give him about half a tablespoon of this in the morning, a full tablespoon at night. I have to refresh his food because he does get up during the day and eat. If this was my other hedgehog, I wouldn't have to because he never gets up during the day, but Blaze does, and I want to make sure that he has fresh food. So, since Blaze is the only one getting any of this tonight, I'm not going to crush the whole pill. I got it in a pill cutter. I will probably give him a fourth of it. So I'm going to cut this. There we go. And he will have a fourth. That's not very much, but you have to remember that these are human dosages. You can use Benebac if you're not comfortable, you know, dosing your hedgehog. You're not going to hurt them giving them too much probiotic though if you happen to overdo it. So there's that. That'll all go on the very top of his food because that tends to be what he licks up first. So let's get this situated, and I'm going to set this over here before I knock it over. So he gets a whole tablespoon of the ground up food. And like I said, this is just his cat food. I'm not feeding him like store-bought wet cat food because I don't want to mess with his guaranteed analysis or anything like that. Like, I don't want to have to worry about getting his nutrition wrong. So I'm just gonna eyeball how much water it goes in there. I just need it to be wet. And I tend to add more water than less because this cat food will absorb it over the course of the evening. So, and I don't know why I use tweezers. I mean, don't judge me. I don't have any rhyme or reason for that. I'm just gonna sprinkle this on top, hopefully getting somewhat even coverage because I want him to actually eat it. And close that. There's a little pill keeper down here. I'll put these in there for now. They have to go down in the fridge, but so that's his food, and he gets fresh water, and I have to give him his antibiotic. So let's get him out. So then he's open. Get this as far back as I can, and then go straight for the water and rinse it down. And he's, there you go, big man. His waddle already looks a little bit better. Look at that little scritch, and he didn't fall over while he was doing it. All right, well, hey guys, it's been a while since I last updated. Yes, Blaze has poop boots. He does need a bath. And my cat is trying to get into the cage over there. He does need a bath, but I'm not gonna give him one tonight. I wanted to update you guys while I'm giving him his meds. He's on a new med. It's been about a week since I updated. So it's been a minute. He has gone to the vet for a second time now. We are assuming it's the same issue, but that he needs longer on medication. So we have a painkiller here because that's what he seemed to show the most improvement on, was the Medicam. So we have a painkiller here, and he gets this once a day for now. She wants to see if we can get him down to every other day or something like that while still showing improvement. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this to him. It is flavored, so he takes it decently well. I just have to make sure that he doesn't spit it all over himself. Good boy. Yes, it's delicious. Ooh. You got a little bit more. Good boy. Let's get a little bit of water in that syringe, shall we? So you don't spit that all over yourself. I'm gonna wash this back for him because sometimes he tries to anoint with the medications, so I just want to kind of rinse his mouth so that maybe he won't do that. Yummy. Ooh. Come on, let's get the rest of that water out there. Yeah. How's your mouth feeling? There you go. He's still his spunky little self, but something's still not quite right, obviously, because he's still wobbling. No, before anyone asks, I don't think it's wobbly hedgehog syndrome. It came about the same time his teeth started having issues, so it would make zero sense for it to be that. He is having some poopy problems, which is why he is absolutely covered, and you'll see his cage is a mess, even though it's only been about 3 days, and I cleaned his wheel last night. So, yeah, you can see the little footsies. His poops are very wet. He is on a probiotic still, in with his wet food, but yeah, let's get him back into his cage so I can get his food ready, or maybe I'll get his food ready and then put him back. Maybe he'll eat for you guys. Let's do that. All right, so he's a little wiggle worm, so we're gonna get him back in his cage. Hop on in there, sir. And you can see he's walking a little bit better. Of course, he would go into the darker side of his cage. He'll be on this medication for a little while now. He went back to the vet on, I want to say Monday. Yes, Monday. And it is now Thursday. So 4 days ago, 4 days of his current medication. I haven't seen a ton of improvement, I'll be honest. So, what's gonna happen is that if there is no improvement, then we go back for a third time and we have some tests run. That'll probably involve sedation so that they can get a better look. Maybe an x-ray. Don't walk off the edge of the cage. That would be quite a nightmare. So, yeah, at this point, I expect that to happen. Like, I expect that to be our next option, because he just, I don't know. I found a little drip of blood on his bowl again yesterday, and that's the second time since he's been on his meds that I've found one, so there's that. And then he is still wobbling when he walks, even though he seems to not want to show you guys that. But I don't know, guys. I want to make this video as inclusive as possible, but for right now, we're just kind of at a standstill doing meds and trying to figure out what our next plan is. So, yeah, I will see you guys in my next update. Hey guys, so it's kind of late right now, and my lights are about to go off, so I have to do this really quickly, but I wanted to give you guys a quick update. It is now April 7th. Finn went too, but Blaze went to the vet this morning for the third time, and just for a brief check, we are going to take him in on Tuesday, April 10th, to have him sedated, because the tooth issue that we've been trying to solve is not healing, which makes the vet think that it's likely that he had a tooth that looked like it had fallen out, but it's likely that it actually broke and that the root is still in his gum line, which is causing the irritation, which is causing the pain, which is causing him to walk weird. So, until Tuesday, because today is Saturday, he is back on Medicam. He was on a slightly weaker painkiller and it wasn't working, so he's back on Medicam until Tuesday. He'll probably be on it past Tuesday too. He's still on wet food. He's mostly the same, but now we have an actual game plan, and yeah. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update, and I guess I can give you, or I can give him his meds on camera if you guys are interested in seeing that. I have to rush though because my lights are gonna turn off. So he is on 0.6 milligrams, or is it milligrams? No, it's not. It's milliliters. He's on 0.6 a day, and I give it to him at night right before he eats his food. So let me get him, and then we'll do this. If I can, the camera's kind of high. And then I have to get his food ready too. So he doesn't appreciate this, but what I do is I flip him out of his bed, and I leave him on this little piece here. You guys have already seen this a couple times, but we'll do it again. And we'll just get this all up in his mouth. So he knows the drill now, but when he didn't, I would have to tickle his back here, because when I do that, he opens up, as you can see, but he knows the drill. And yes, he is kind of a mess. He clearly was busy. Don't push it away with your foot. He knows the drill so much that he knows if he pushes it, oh, I should do it from the other side. That's where the tooth is. So that's it. Really easy. Are you gonna be good, or do I need to rinse it out with water? What do you think? Oh no. Okay. We gotta rinse with water. He's trying to anoint. You don't want them to anoint when when they have meds in their mouth, because then they're not swallowing. Get it all in there. Stealing some of Draco's water. I didn't have water ready. I didn't think he would try and anoint with this. He's got a foamy little mouth. He tried. Might have succeeded a little bit. Alright, so that's it for today. I probably won't update again until after Tuesday, because there's not much to show, to be honest. So, we'll see you guys Tuesday. What do you think? You smell good. You had a bath this morning. Okay. You ready to go back? The tooth, by the way, or the missing tooth, is on this side of his mouth. Not that he would show you that, but it's on this side. So, anyway. Hey guys, good morning. It is... Oh, it's early, and it is Saturday, April 14th, which means I did not check in on Tuesday. I apologize. I have Blaze with me, who just had his meds. I didn't show that because you guys have seen that like 4 times at least. Anyway, so he is very spunky because he's feeling better. It has progressively gotten harder to give him meds because he is feeling better, which is good. I'm grateful. But anyway, so we have some news. So on Tuesday, I took Blaze in and he was sedated, and she removed a chunk of tooth from his gums. I don't know if this will focus. If not, I'll put a picture on the screen for you guys. You can sort of see it. So, the boys are hungry. It is early in the morning. I got up to give him his meds because he gets them in the morning and at night, because he's still on an antibiotic. But anyway, so what had happened was, apparently, so originally when we went into the vet, we saw that one molar was red and inflamed in the back, and then one tooth had fallen out in the front. So we put him on medication in hopes that that all would heal. Now, the back molar healed fine, and the tooth on the side seemed to still be bugging him. And you want it on your belly? Go ahead. I'm not holding him because I don't want hedgehogs this early in the morning. But anyway, so the tooth on the side was still really red and inflamed and would bleed under pressure. So that made her suspect that there was still something in there. So instead of that tooth having fallen out, it had broken. So she went in, she removed it. It's a pretty sizable chunk considering how small their teeth are. Sorry about the pigs. They really want their food. I'm getting to you. I would have given it to them already, but I really want to film this now, even though I'm a mess, because I want to get this video up today. But anyway, so they removed that chunk of tooth and put him on Medicam for 5 days. We're out of that. And then he's still on this for an entire week. His last dose of this is on Monday, and this is a antibiotic. So yeah, it stinks and he doesn't care for it much, but he gets 2 mils of that. And that's just to keep his mouth doing okay until it fully heals. And he's still on wet food for the time being. I'd like to put him back on dry food at some point, but I don't want to chance my luck right this second. So for now, dry is fine. I will go over pricing and stuff with you guys. I'm gonna put him away and then I'll go over some pricing with you guys, so because I already know that people are gonna be curious about how much this all ran us. Surprisingly, it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. I did like a thumbnail shot with him, and his back touched my chin. Oh, it's already itchy. I'm gonna end up with hedgie hives on my face. Our first visit was on March 16th, and we spent $93.79. Now, the actual office call is $60, so the rest was medications because we were put on 2 different medications, amoxicillin and Medicam, that first time around. And then we went back on March 26th, and I spent $66.13, and that was $60 for the visit, and then $6 for the painkiller that they put him on, that wound up not working. So there was that. Then we went back on April 7th, and I spent $62.53. And that was just an office call. And then finally on April 10th, which was this last Tuesday, I went in for the 4th and hopefully final time. And that was $134.16. And that was for the tooth extraction, the sedation and everything, plus an office call. So it was significantly less money than I expected it to be, considering the office visit was $60 alone. So in total, I spent, let me add this total so you guys know what I spent here. So we got 93, oh my goodness, 93.79 plus 66.13 plus 62.53 plus our final 134.16. 134.16. So our total comes out to just under $400 for 4 visits and a tooth extraction, which is a high number, but kind of lower than I expected, which is cool. So yeah, I tell you guys all the time that vet visits can happen, and here we go. There's me with 4 of them. That's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I am actually going to be taking clips from this video and making a shorter video on how to give your hedgehogs medications. That way people don't have to watch this entire vlog just to learn that piece of information. But that'll come next week. The beginning of next week probably, or middle, I don't know yet. But yeah, I'll have a shorter video for you guys if you're curious about that. But if you made it this far in, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the well wishes on Instagram. That's where I was keeping everyone updated about him. And I will see you guys in my next video. I gotta go get ready because I'm a mess. Bye!